Good morning. Welcome back at 6:12. As we mentioned at the top of our show, today the CDC will vote on whether to recommend Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccine for 12 to 15-year-olds. Joining us now to answer your questions is Dr. Ogachika Lozi, an infectious disease specialist. Doctor, thanks so much for joining us.
Hey, good morning. How's it going?
Doing fine, thank you. So first question, doctor, is what do you think is the most important thing that parents need to consider when it comes to deciding whether to vaccinate their children?
I think it's important for them to understand that this vaccine is safe. The mRNA vaccines have been shown to be safe in adults, and the CDC, FDA, and ACIP, the Advisory Committee on Immunization Practices, have all sort of signed off on that. Now, whether they get it or not is up to them. What is the risk of their child? Are they worried? Does their child have some immune condition, or do they just want to get the vaccine? And I think it's important as we go through this to give parents those options. My expectation is that in our community, we'll probably hit a higher level than in adults with vaccinations. It probably won't be that around the rest of the country.
What do we know about the side effects that young teens might experience after getting the vaccine?
Yeah, most of the side effects were arm pain, some fevers, body aches, headaches, and we'll get a lot more details today. Remember, 0 cases out of approximately 1,000 in the vaccinated group, 16 cases out of approximately 1,000 in the unvaccinated group. So we're talking about really small pieces, right? 0% versus 1.6%. But again, we'll get more information today when ACIP meets, and we'll probably be able to vaccinate people by this weekend.
What's your advice to parents who might be on the fence?
I think if you're on the fence, you're on the fence. I really don't think that this is time to be performative or do virtue signaling around being a good person or bad person with vaccines for kids 12 to 15. The data is really clear. They don't get as sick, they don't transmit as much, and because the adults in our community are doing so well in vaccination, the global risk to a kid is probably at least 1 in a million to potentially 1 in 10 million, especially if they're outside. Now, if you're a parent that wants to get the vaccine, absolutely go get it. But if you're on the fence, I think it's also fair to sort of wait out this summer and consider getting it by the time the kids are going back to school.
Okay, and lastly, doctor, at this point, close to 50% of eligible El Pasoans are fully vaccinated. When do you think we'll be able to start relaxing masking and social distancing guidelines?
You teed that up for me. So I'll be really clear right now. If you're outside, don't wear a mask. Now, if you want to wear a mask, by all means, if that makes you feel comfortable, go do it. No need to wear a mask outside. If you're vaccinated inside or outside, the reality is it's unlikely that you need to wear a mask. I think the CDC is slow on their data. They'll catch up. I've said this before, this summer is going to be very different. Get vaccinated. Stop wearing a mask if you don't want to.
All right, Dr. Lozi, thanks so much for your time.